I sit here on New Year's Eve. It is 20 to 2, and I thought I'd reflect on the year. I started 2025 at just shy of 27 stone. And after 12 months of working my way up from 2.5 milligram to 15 milligrams on the Mounjaro pen, which is Tirzepatide, issued by Eli Lilly and supported by a kind of vitamins kind of update with Lily and Loaf, which is here for my fiber, my omega-3s and that kind of stuff. I decided to go and lose weight. Now, I'm not doing it via NHS. I haven't got any kind of therapist behind me. I did it all myself, and I did this for two reasons. One, I'm an antisocial fuck that doesn't like doctors. But also on some kind of way to prove that you don't necessarily need to jump through all the hoops if you believe that you are ready. I did all the research. I was looking around and I was trying to understand how to lose weight, because after many, many years of trying every single diet under the sun, I had hit 40 years old and I got two kids, and at that time a partner in my life, and I wanted to make sure that my future was secure. I lost my dad when I was 16, 17 years old. He died at the age of 47 after falling down a set of stairs. But he'd previously had an addictive personality and had a drinking problem. So I realised how hard it was to be in this world without a father from the age of 16, 17. Now, that may have ingrained the emotional eating, the addictive personality that my dad had, which I now believe is through the autism or ADHD, I collected. But rather nicely, I learned from that lesson never to drink. Or not to the extent that he did. I drink once in a blue moon, but my comfort was always food. So to start 2025 at 27 stone and realizing that if I keep eating at this rate, if I keep on putting weight on, that I could leave my kids in a very similar situation in 5-6 years time as I die of a heart attack or something. That's not something that I wanted for my kids. So I did the research. I looked around. I had a look at these weight loss jabs, and at the time Ozempic was all over the news. But I found Mounjaro, which is a second generation GLP-1 jab. It had been on the market for a very, very long time for the diabetic community, in which it basically helps with your blood sugar levels and your appetite. The idea is that if you drop a little bit of weight, then hopefully your blood pressure and your sugar levels kind of sort themselves out. And so I went on this journey. I self-funded through MedExpress. Why? Because they looked safe, they looked secure, they're, as far as I'm aware, UK based. They'd had a lot of positive feedback and a lot of case studies. So I started taking Mounjaro 2.5 at the start of January, and then I also thought I'd start this YouTube channel. Because in the past, holding myself accountable was always the problem. I've been on every diet you can possibly think of. Carnivore, juice fasting, water fasting, intermittent fasting, calorie counting, Slimming World, Weight Watchers, going to the gym, not going to the gym, cabbage diet, like fucking everything. And although in some cases I lost a lot of weight, I would then struggle over a period of time in my own head. Either I'd lose a couple of stone and be like, yeah, good, and then I'd slip back into bad habits. You know, oh, what's the takeaway? You've already lost 2 stone, like a stone and a half, a stone. Oh, hang on. And then I kick myself and to put it all back on. Or I would try something, for example, the NHS soups and shakes, you know, the Nutrilife Zelux thingy, right? Where you basically have just milkshakes and soups. And I'd end up firing it out of my arse at 400 miles an hour and feeling absolutely shit and craving food, right? So I've tried absolutely everything, so I thought I'd give this a go. Now, immediately within the first couple of weeks, I thought, right, if I record videos just for myself, I can keep myself in the loop. But then I thought I'd upload them to the YouTube channel because I can't be the only one that's in this situation. Plus, if I find a community of people that are just like me, maybe they're a few months ahead of me and they can help me. Maybe I'm a few months ahead of them and they can help. They can get help from me. And then I also started the WhatsApp community, in which there's a link in the description down below, in which over the last 12 months, there's over 200 people in there now, all in the same situation, all on the jabs, all starting or been on them for a while or maintaining or on the jab for addictive problems, right? And we were sharing advice. And what I found is that the food noise quickly disappeared. And for people that aren't aware of the whole food noise thing, it's the thing where you wake up in the morning and you're immediately, oh, what can I have for breakfast? And as soon as you've finished breakfast, you're already planning your dinner or your tea, right? Even to the point where you think you're being helpful, but you're getting out the chicken to defrost at 10 o'clock in the morning or whatever, or you've done that the night before. And then the food noise in your head is that, okay, that's an okay portion, but I'm still hungry. Or, oh, that's an okay portion, but there's still half of it in the pan, so I might as well eat that because I don't want it to go to waste. Most of your day is thinking about planning things around food. But within the first 2 weeks of taking the jab, that food noise disappeared. I was able to focus on the rest of my life, not have to be dictated by the cadence of when I'm eating, what I'm eating. And easily within the first couple of weeks, I dropped a stone and a half, 2 stone, within, I'd say, the first 6 weeks. Now, that's a combination of things. One, you've gone from bad eating habits to good eating habits and your body's adjusting. You're eating less food because you fill up sooner. Also, I found after a couple of weeks, I could taste food better. I could taste the grease in certain things. I could enjoy the flavors of vegetables. I got addicted to baby sweet corn and broccoli and cauliflower. It was a real eye-opener, in which I then switched in my own brain between I didn't need a takeaway to reward myself. I didn't spend that kind of money, in which that helped fund my jabs. But also, because of the community and the referral link down below, the community started funding my jabs through referral. You use the link in the description, you use the discount code, you get £40 off your order, I get a £40 credit, and then that added up over time. And I very much appreciate that, because it meant that basically for 10 months out of the 12 months that I've been on these jabs, I've had them for free because of this community. Now, what also changed is after a couple of months when I started losing the weight, I wasn't like, you've lost the weight, you can treat yourself to something. It was more of a case of, you've lost your weight, well done. Keep talking to the community because they're holding you accountable. Plus, instead of spending that £20-30 on a greasy burger, I would just upgrade my food in general. So instead of getting that £1 lasagna from Iceland, I'd get a £2.50, £3, £4 lasagna. The Taste the Difference range, which is slightly smaller but better quality foods, and I'd pair it with like the broccoli and the carrots and stuff. I don't think I've really eaten a tenth of the potatoes that I would normally eat this time of year. Mashed potatoes completely gone out the window. Roast potatoes once in a blue moon. I used to eat a lot of chips because the kids would have chips and I'd eat them with them. Now I've just elevated the quality of food over a period of time. And it also led to a lot of research. Now, in my own head, I also had to deal with a lot of things this year. The relationship with the mother of my children broke up around about May this year. That was 6-7 years of a relationship that I had to just write off, unfortunately. I love my children. I continue to see my children, and I promised myself at the start of the year that my focus would be on my health, my family, and my future. My health, I'm doing well. My family, it may have been rephrased a little bit and reframed, but my family is still the most important thing to me in my world. Me, my children, my nuclear family of my sister and my mother down south and related, those are the people that mean the world to me, and it continued to be my focus. And my future, I wanted to learn things. I wanted to improve things. I needed to set up my business properly. I mean, I've been self-employed now for 15 years or so. And as you can see, I've got, there you go, 3 silver play buttons for my YouTube consultancy. I've got a 4th one coming and then another 2 early next year. The fact that I could focus on those 3 things as pillars really helped me. If I was struggling with my health, if I was having a bad day, I could look at my family and my future and know that I've got things under control. The fact that I could use those as a mantra to keep pushing me forward really helped me. The community, once again, helped me when I was having low days. And so when that relationship ended and I needed to move into my own place, all of these things that people find stressful, the most stressful things in the world are supposed to be marriage, divorce, which after 6.5, 7 years, I kind of see it as a kind of split. Moving house, I weren't married, but I went through effectively a divorce after 6-7 years and moving house. So yeah. But this time I didn't fall off the bandwagon. This time I continued to take my medication, continued to dedicate to my health as a pillar. And that's really helped me. It's now 11, 12 months of me taking the jab. At this point in time, as of this morning, I stepped on the weighing scales. I am now 20 stone and 10 pounds. That's basically 6 stone this year. And yes, a lot of it was top loaded with the first few months, but that's 6 stone. That in the past I would have got to about 1 stone, 2 stone, and then something would have fallen off. But this became easy. Not the weight loss, but the process. The jab certainly helps. It adds guide rails, like those bowling alley lines where, you put up the barriers and you can bowl down, and no matter how many times you smash into the barriers, it keeps you on track. Even if I have a bad day is fine, right? The problem used to be is I'd have a bad day and then I'd kick myself, and then I'd have another bad day to commiserate the bad day, and then a bad day again, and then that's been a bad week, and then it'd be a bad month. It didn't happen this time. I've had a few naughty days. I've had a few treats, but even on naughty days, I can't eat as much anymore. That's a combination of my stomach shrinking and the fact that the medication tells you quicker. No, you're full now. You're done. The taste bud changing also, as I said, I don't want to eat stuff that tastes like grease and shit. I don't. So I eat healthier or better quality stuff, which then processes better. I'm drinking more. I've been gifted rather nicely a treadmill by Walking Pad, which I'm going to do a review for very soon, which will be the next part of my my process. I have always said that I've got a 3-step process. I knew there was a big lad and I needed to sort out my head. So year 1 was use the jab to lose weight and to teach you food and portions and what you should be eating. Year 2, because I'm now on 15 milligrams, I'm going to do more active stuff. Using the treadmill, walking around more. Now that I've lost the 6 stone, I feel more active because I don't have the weight to carry, right? And then in year 3, I want to combine that with proper calorie counting and maybe even coming off the jab by year 3. Because then that way I should have mastered food and portions, food portions and exercise, food portion exercises and calorie counting, and then kind of wean my way off. Now, I'm still in an unhealthy level at 20 stone 10 pounds. I'm 5'10". My BMI is still high, and I know the BMI number's kind of bullshit, but I know that for my own sake, another 4 stone next year would be very helpful for my health. That would put me at 16 stone. My ideal body weight, supposedly via BMI, is all the way down at 11, 12 stone. I think that's unrealistic for me. But the interesting thing is that I did promise my best mate that when I hit 18 stone, I'd either skydive or bungee jump. And if I hit 15 stone, I'll start training for 10K with him, because he does running for fun. Rather than, I'm a firm believer that you should only ever run if you're being chased by a lion. Evolution has dictated that we're able to travel fast in vehicles. So yeah, this year's been life-changing. Next year, I've been saying this to my best mate. This year was rebuilding. Next year is reclaiming. This year I needed to make sure that I was okay. Next year I'm going out and I'm going to fight, and I'm going to become king of my world and sit on my throne. So I ask, please join me on this journey. If you haven't done already, hit that subscribe button. If you've been around with me for the last year, I truly love you. Thank you. Subscribe, like, comment your journey down below. And if you're looking to start Mounjaro, once again, there's a link in the description. It helps you, it helps me. I very much appreciate it. I'm Alan. I'm losing it. Are you?